This is Shamus McGroggan for Tape Swap Radio, and today we're talking with Julia Steiner from Ratboys. Hi, Julia.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. So, first off, you're calling in. Where are you calling from right now?
Oh, I'm calling from our house in Chicago, Illinois. Just got back from tour a couple days ago, so enjoying some time at home before we leave again.
Awesome, yeah. And Chicago band, which is an area, I've been to Chicago, but I don't know the music scene around there too well. So what is the music landscape like in Chicago right now? What's your reflection on that?
Oh, I mean, it's a great place to be a band. There are tons of really incredible venues around town, run by people who, you know, are real human beings who want to see art thrive here. So, lots of like small, approachable clubs where you don't have to spend a ton of money on concert tickets. But then also, you know, it's like a huge city, so everything scales up. If you want to go see like big arena shows or, you know, really large, like multi-thousand theater shows or whatever, like those are around too. So it's pretty awesome because there's shows at every size happening every day. So it's a relatively like affordable place to live compared to maybe some coastal cities. So, we love being a band here. I don't think we'll ever leave.
Yeah, one of the things that we talk about here on Tape Swap Radio, we love to talk about the DIY shows and venues that sort of shaped your experience. So are there any places in Chicago that come to mind that were really formative, that left an impression on you as you were coming up as a band? Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, some of those houses were like basement venues where we used to play shows have either been, you know, like passed on and like aren't being run as show spaces anymore, or like actually physically don't exist anymore. Like the case of a place called Flood House, which is now just gone and it's like condos now. But I mean, for instance, there was a garage DIY venue that was going for like 20 years that used to, when we were playing shows there, it was called Narnia, but then it changed, Narnia with a G, by the way. Nice.
Like, it was changed names a couple times, but they just had their very last show this past weekend. The house has been sold, unfortunately, but there's a place called Not Not, which is like a warehouse loft near like Grand and Pulaski in Chicago. And when we were first starting to play shows, that place was called Swerve Mansion, and our friend Namdi was living there. And so we played some very, very early, fun, formative Ratboys shows there, and the place is still going strong. They're having shows fairly regularly there. So the younger generation is keeping it going, which is awesome.
Well, that's great to hear. And now you are playing some shows, touring around the country, which is really cool. What's it been like touring for this most recent album and playing shows all over the place right now?
I mean, yeah, it's been amazing. We feel so grateful that the album seems to be like kind of resonating with people all over the place and like breaking through in a small way. It's such a kind of chaotic and like crowded landscape out there as far as like art and culture and daily life. You know, it's like there's a lot going on, and we're just happy to be any small part of that. So yeah, the shows have been really cool. We've gotten to tour in the States with our friend Andy, playing on stage with us as a fifth member, like with pedal steel and guitar. So just adding some extra layers to the live show, and bringing these new songs to life for the first time on stage is so exciting. And it gives them some new dimension. And, the live version is now like how I'm used to hearing these songs. And so it's cool to have them live outside of the vinyl record context, you know, and really they feel very alive. So it's been really fun. And I mean, grateful, no disasters, you know, we're just chugging along. So
that's always good.
For the rest of the year.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. And so you are coming to our neck of the woods at Archer Music Hall in Allentown on Monday, June 22nd. Did you have experience playing in the Lehigh Valley of this eastern Pennsylvania area at all?
A little bit, yeah. So we're really good buds with a band called Slingshot Dakota, who live in Bethlehem, and we've played the Steel Stacks with them before, which is, I believe, in Bethlehem. And we played, I can't remember if it was Allentown or Lancaster. I don't exactly remember, but we played a place called Lizard Lounge opening for Diet Sig many years ago, and that was really fun. But to be honest, yeah, we haven't played the area very much at all compared to, you know, like Philadelphia or even like Pittsburgh in the western part of PA. So yeah, it's exciting to go somewhere that we don't normally or like regularly get to visit. So it'll be a special show.
Nice. And yes, we love Slingshot Dakota. Carly and Tom are great. And they're actually the ones who turned me on to you originally, because they would mention you in their posts on Instagram and things like that. Oh, and that's how I originally found out about you. So it's great that you hooked up with them, because they're incredible.
That's so cool.
Let's listen to a track from Ratboys' most recent album, Singin' to an Empty Chair. This is the opening track to the album, called Open Up, by Ratboys, here on Tape Swap Radio.
Live in reverse, go back in time. What's it gonna take to open up? What does it take to lie? What's it gonna take to open up this time? Bending my back to break the ice. Everything's good as advertised. Watch as the years pass by. So what's it gonna take to open up this time? Stretch out as big as you can go. I won't say I told you so. I won't say what's right. What's it gonna take to open up tonight?
Open Up by Ratboys here on Tape Swap Radio. Today we're talking with Julia Steiner, the guitarist and vocalist for Ratboys, as they prepare to come to Allentown to play Archer Music Hall on June 22nd. The new album, Singin' to an Empty Chair, is the new one, and this one seems to be picking up some steam, getting attention, so congratulations on that. First of all, it sounds gorgeous. It's recorded great, and I was looking at the credits, and it looks like Chris Walla was the producer on this one.
Yep.
So what was it like working with him and putting this album together? Anything special that stands out for you?
Yeah, so this is actually the second time that we've gotten to collaborate with him. And for us, it was like the first time that we've ever worked with someone twice making a record. So going into this album recording process, we already had a real sense of like familiarity and like a rapport with Chris, and just some real like references just sonically, but also like in a intangible, like emotional, psychological way. You know, we just like kind of feel very comfortable around each other and know kind of what each other needs, like kind of the rhythm of a day, how it feels in the studio, working together. So we kind of felt like we had a bit of a leg up going into making this album, just because we didn't have to spend any time at the beginning, like getting to know each other, you know? So we could just dive in right away. And Chris had this cool idea when we sent him the demos to sort of break up the recording process across a few different spaces scattered around the Midwest and like close to where we live in Chicago. So yeah, it was his idea to go back to this cabin where we demoed the record and wrote a bunch of the songs. We did a writing trip there, and then like basically exactly a year later almost, we went back to record and like start the album making process there, you know, in reality. So it was cool to go back there and start in the cabin together, and then sort of expand out from there and go to Electrical Audio, which is a super famous, you know, kind of legendary spot here in Chicago. And then, you know, for like punk rock nerds out there, if you are into that niche of music at all, you would know Steve Albini's, you know, discography and his like impact on that community. So yeah, Electrical was the place that we were so excited to get into, and it was exactly everything beyond like everything we hoped it would be. It was just such a special, a real like thrill to get to record there. So yeah. Chris is amazing. He just knows what's up. Like, we're so grateful to get to work with him.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I mean, that must have been like a bucket list kind of thing. I mean, I'm sure they had all sorts of great equipment there that you can use that maybe you just didn't have access to at other studios.
Yeah, totally. They have really great tape machines, you know, like wonderful, like a really cool console in each studio within Electrical. And then, yeah, just like amazing guitar cabinets and like a pedal library and like a mic locker, just like, yeah, a bunch of stuff that we do not own, or like have access to normally. So yeah, it was sick to just get our hands dirty.
That's great. And I mean, the album seems to have turned out really well. And you're mentioning that you have a lap steel player now that's playing with you. And I think
pedal steel even.
Pedal steel. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I definitely hear that on the album, like the opening track, especially Open Up. You got a little bit of that. I almost want to say maybe like country or Americana influence creeping in a little bit. Am I correct to say that kind of creeps into your music a little bit as far as your influences?
I mean, I think so, yeah. It's funny because the pedal steel is only on one of the songs on the album, but, like, I think implicitly there's just some country, like, osmosis that's happening in most of the songs that I write. Like, I don't know. I'm from Kentucky, and so part of me thinks it's just, like, this kind of ingrained, whether it's, like, I don't know, like a part of me, like this accent that sometimes I sing in, I don't even realize I'm doing it, or like, yeah, just kind of like the jangle, the instinct towards jangle is something that we don't shy away from. So jangle and twang, you know, it's all good. But yeah, it's I think that's been a part of our records for the whole time we've been a band. We just keep trying to sound, you know, more and more like ourselves and like push our limits each time we record an album. So it's hopefully, yeah, maybe it's just coming through more clearly now because we're kind of starting to hone in on who we are a little bit and also who we could be with each record.
Sure. And you mentioned sounding like who you are. I mean, you write the lyrics. Am I correct about that for all this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think you're sounding more like you are as a band as far as lyrically on this album?
I think, yeah, that's kind of one of the things I'm most proud of with these songs is they feel very authentic and like honest and personal, hopefully without being too insular, like one of my hopes and something that I'm very proud of, like this is the greatest feedback I can receive, is that people can like relate to our songs and sort of find themselves in them too, even though I'm oftentimes writing lyrics that are pretty directly, reflecting back my life and my experiences and, what I'm seeing through my own eyes. But I, as a fan of different songwriters and writers and, novelists and anyone who is making art through the lens of their own lives is always really interesting to me. And I find so much meaning in that. And so I just have faith that, our fans or listeners would have that happen with our music too. So, I think we're on the path, I'm excited about pushing that even more. And also someday maybe, trying to write fiction and see how that goes. I've never really done that before. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I love the writing on this album. One of the songs I like lyrically is the song Anywhere. And it seems you written that from the perspective of a dog, which I like. It's another entry into the great catalog of songs written from the perspective of pets, like The Weaker Than's Plea from a Cat Named Virtue comes to mind. But that song to me is pretty creative and interesting. What was the impetus for writing a song from the perspective of a dog?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've spent a lot of time with my in-laws' little Pomeranian, Tofik. Unfortunately, when we're on the road, we don't get to see him as much, so I'm excited to see him this weekend for the first time in a while. But, he is just such kind of, like, an anxious wreck sometimes. But there's something really special, I think, about how often animals, maybe dogs in particular, kind of wear their emotions on their sleeve. Like, they aren't concerned at all about saving face or, like, hiding anything. And so Tofik is one of those pets who just you can see the little cogs in his mind working, or like see his emotions playing out in real time. And it's just a really kind of a rich experience to just observe. And so one day we were hanging out, and Dave's mom, who Tofik is kind of obsessed with, went inside to just grab something from like the kitchen, and Tofik sort of went to pieces in real time, and I just found it really hilarious and pathetic and sweet, and it just kind of felt like a writing prompt revealing itself to me. And so it like fit with this hook that I had, and it was just a nice place to start from, and a nice, like I was just saying, like a nice excuse to kind of get out of my own head for a minute and try to empathize with this little pup who I'm close with, who's a family member. So it was a fun experience to write that song.
Okay, shout out Tofi, by the way, if you're listening.
Yep.
Let's listen to the song Anywhere by Ratboys, and then come back with more with Julia Steiner here on Tape Swap Radio.
Shaking, wondering why I can't
Anywhere by Ratboys here on Tape Swap Radio. We're talking with Julia Steiner, who called in from Chicago. They are on their way to Allentown to play at Archer Music Hall on June 22nd. Lyrically, this album takes you on a ride. I think it ends in a pretty interesting and good place, at peace in the 100-acre woods. So did you want to kind of wrap up the album in kind of a peaceful way? Was that something that you set out to do?
Yeah, that was the goal with that song for sure. It felt like a very nice place to resolve things, sort of, as much as they could potentially be resolved. At least to like stake a claim on, what's the most important thing. And I often like to end albums, like make the last song sort of inquisitive or have some sort of gesture toward the future. And like on our album, The Window, the last song continually asks the listener or myself or whomever, like, what's the one thing you love? And so for me, this last song is sort of a way to answer that question, or to at least, gesture toward a future where friendship and, peaceful community is a priority and something that we can hopefully enjoy and work toward. So, and it's just a nice sort of, period or ellipses at the end of the sentence after this sort of intense emotional upheaval and climax of the song that precedes it. It's called Burn It Down. So yeah,
Burn It Down. Yeah. So it is.
If we're burning down the forest, then At Peace in the 100-acre wood is when all the trees have regrown and we're able to enjoy them together.
Yeah, it's good to have a little peace. We'll end on a little peace, a peaceful note in our tumultuous world that we live in. I guess to back up, 2010 is when the band formed. It's been 16 years now, so it's quite a ride. I guess it's tough to ask, but do you have any reflection on where you are versus where you started, and are you happy where you ended up all these years later as a band?
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think that Dave and I have known each other for that long, and that we still get to do this thing that we love to do, which is to play music together. We've had kind of a unique journey as a band, because when we met and started playing music and like recording songs, we put out an EP in 2011, but then we didn't put out our first LP until 2015. Like, we were in school, we kind of had a very slow, gradual, build over the years. We didn't have, when we first started playing music together, we didn't have any ambitions or goals. We were literally just like doing it for fun. And so it only happened very, very slowly and naturally that we thought, oh wait, like maybe we could actually make this a career. Like that wasn't on our radar for like the first 5 or 6 years that we were doing this. And so I think that in a funny way really gave us nice perspective, because we couldn't really be disappointed because we didn't really have high expectations at all. And so it's been really, really amazing to kind of have that foundation of just loving each other and making music for ourselves first, and that will kind of always underpin what we do. And now it's just incredible that we've been able to find more people to work with, and people who believe in what we're doing and who are helping us share it with the world. And so we don't take that for granted. And obviously, coming out of COVID, being able to keep being a band is something that a lot of bands weren't able to do. So it's something that we are just, we don't ever forget that. That's like a huge, it's just a huge part of our lives, getting to do this band. So we want to keep doing it as long as we can, and that's the plan. We're going to play a lot this year and hopefully meet a lot of new friends along the way. So especially in Allentown, it's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to having you. I mean, finding somebody that you could be in a band with and get along with for that long is something special. So it's great that you and Dave work together so well. And we're excited to have you come to Allentown. So that is June 22nd, Archer Music Hall.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Shamus.
Sailing away, I never thought I'd leave my old life behind. It's a brand new day.
And that's going to wrap up this edition of Tape Swap Radio.